And the world's best stepping up and posting big scores. Another huge heat hitting the lineup now. Sally Fitzgibbons up against Nikki Van Dijk. And injury replacement Pauline Ado, she got the call up into the contest. And let's see what unfolds here in the first exchange. It is going to be Nikki Van Dijk up nice and early. These right-handers really reeling off beautifully. Bit of a flat section through the middle, but occasionally they do stand up again on the inside. We saw Carissa Moore find a couple of gems for a couple of huge numbers. She sure did. A 4.5 for Nikki Van Dijk on her first wave, gets her into the lead early. The crowd hanging in strong. Well, a bit of movement here. Pauline there just taking off way too deep. She gets caught behind. That wave actually reeled off pretty nicely, but she was just a little too far behind it.
Some big turns.
Well, Nikki Van Dijk, she's had a pretty challenging year so far on the championship tour. She's outside the top 10 and took the win at Maui. She actually pushed Sally back into 4th spot, so Sal will definitely be looking to come home strong here. Here she is. Nice smooth approach. This wave is quite flat, and Sal's going to get out of there.
Up into that list there we just showed on that graphic. Crazy Carissa Moore and Stephanie really hogging all the world titles.
Right now in round number 2, that gives you really a great opportunity advancing straight to round 3.
Yeah, I mean, anything can happen. Courtney's been on point, and this first round loss will definitely fire up for round 2. So I'm just gonna put my headphones on and stay in my little bubble.
Well, enjoy, Carissa. Thanks for entertaining us in that heat. Back up to you, boys.
Thank you, Rosie. As we see now, Nikki Van Dijk getting her second ride. It was a mind-blowing performance from Carissa Moore. I thought she dealt with the pressure of coming up against Steph Gilmore beautifully. She laid down some big calves to get the jersey back on and just get familiar with some heat surfing once again after a long break. Here's the replay of Nikki's second ride, Ross. Do you see some points in this one?
Oh yeah, that first maneuver was nice and vertical, and because it's really high tide, there's a lot of round maneuvers, a lot of cutbacks and roundhouses, and that doesn't really float the boat for the judges. But that first maneuver, she pinned that off the lip and threw up a lot of spray. So that knack for being a little unpredictable.
And then during the break, it was Pauline Ado getting her best wave to date. A couple of nice big frontside calves. She has that smooth arc, and she goes to regularly. She's just sticking with this one, hoping that it reforms and gives us some options on the inside, but it didn't really eventuate into anything. But it'll get her in the heat, and Sally Fitzgibbons had a wave also.
Sally, again, they really want to hit the jackpot with finding the right wave, that kind of medium-sized wave that hits the shallow part of the sandbar. This is high tide right now, totally into running, but that's hardcore.
It's cold here in the morning too.
It's cold.
11.5 minutes to go. Sally Fitzgibbons.
Watch the first maneuver right here, Ronnie. Bang! So I love the fact that that wave had a little crumble, that coping, and she tagged it, threw a lot of spray out the back. And now she's, relegated to that maneuver that a lot of the women are going to be forced to do with those cutbacks right there. But that first maneuver is what got the judges excited.
I don't beat around the bush too much, and if they've had a shocker, you got to let them know. But I just put a positive spin on it and try and and pick out what they did wrong, and then find a way to move on with it. Learn from the mistake, and then just so you don't make it again. But it's not like you're going to try and tell them how good they are when they've made some mistakes and pretend they didn't happen. You got to, that's the way you learn. You address the situation and move on.
She had a big heat. You have Stephanie Gilmore in it, Carissa Moore. You knew it was going to be a tough battle. What do you say to
performance surfing? As we check out the replay of Sally's last ride, a 6.93, really dug into that first section.
Yeah, pretty good cut there. You can see that wave had some nice shape. And so that's 3 swooping cutbacks. And unfortunately for Sally, there's no, real exciting reform there that she could tag, but so she kind of had to go into just a sleepy little cutback, but it's not a bad score at all. A 6.93, it's got her in the mix.
Sally Fitzgibbons. She takes this ride. She's not chasing a massive number to take the lead here from Nikki Van Dijk. Stylish slice to get started, but then a very uncharacteristic fall from Sally. You rarely see mistakes like that as Nikki Van Dijk looks to shut this heat out with 58 seconds on the clock. Nice turn to get started. Bit of foam to deal with and gets caught behind the section for a moment, but hoping to find a connection through to the inside here. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. 30 seconds remaining.
Stacking up, and that's huge. Big point difference between this round and the next one, so she will take it.
Nikki Van Dijk is moving on through to round 3. We'll be back with more action from the Roxy Pro, Joanne Defay, Tyler Wright and Silvana Lemo in the last heat of the day. Stay with us.